In this video, I'll show you everything you need to know about replacing damaged doors on a BMW E60 and E61. I'll demonstrate how to do it quickly and efficiently, avoiding problems and unnecessary costs. We'll also replace or transfer the mirror so that this guide is fully complete. Without any unnecessary talk, let's get straight to work. I bought a damaged car that scraped its entire side against a barrier, but luckily that's not a big deal. We'll handle it easily and cheaply by replacing all the parts with new ones in the same color, starting with the doors. In this video, I'll show you how to replace the front right passenger door, but you can replace the front left driver's door in exactly the same way. It's a perfect mirror image of the process, and the entire job should take about half an hour. In a separate video, I'll show you how to replace the rear doors. First, a very important note. We'll be working in direct contact with the airbag. So, for safety reasons, I'll start by disconnecting the battery. Why? Because we can never be 100% sure that the airbag sensor won't trigger it during the process. Theoretically, it shouldn't. But it's not worth the risk, since repairing a deployed airbag is expensive and time-consuming. I open the trunk and the compartment with the battery. First, I disconnect and set aside the negative, minus cable, and only then do the same with the positive, plus one. This order is very important. This way, we protect the car's electronics from unwanted electrical impulses that could occur if the order were reversed. Helpful tip. If your car has a power lock, when closing the trunk, place a piece of cardboard or cloth over the latch, otherwise you won't be able to open it and will have to access the battery from inside the car, which is inconvenient. After waiting 10 minutes from disconnecting the power, I open the door and remove the cap, hiding one screw. On the other side, there is another cap and a second screw. We must remove both to take the door panel off. A moment later, I take a plastic trim tool and pry the clips around the panel. Never use metal tools, because you can scratch the door or break clips that are hard to repair. When detaching the door panel, hold it firmly so it doesn't fall to the ground. There are still electrical wires connected behind it, and you don't want to damage them by force. My method to do this gently is to support the panel with one hand and a knee by the handle while using the other hand to unplug the connectors shown on the screen. You don't need to remember which wire goes where for two reasons. First, their lengths usually only allow them to fit in one place, and second, each plug has a unique shape, so it's impossible to insert it into the wrong socket. Now, I disconnect the power for the mirror controls and the heating cable. If you're ordering a new mirror, the most common question will be, how many pins does it have? This refers to this exact connector, as the number of pins determines compatibility between versions. I remove the upper door trim, which isn't screwed in any way. You can simply do it with your fingers. Underneath, you'll find 3 bolts holding the mirror, which we now need to unscrew. It's worth remembering where the one bolt with a different head goes later to ensure proper stability of the new mirror after installation. I roughly place the plastic trim back in position so it doesn't get in the way and gently close the door. From the outside, I now pull out the broken mirror from its mounting holes with one firm motion. It should come out easily without any major issues. Just be careful not to damage the rubber grommet that the power cable passes through. Next, I unscrew the single bolt securing the door wiring cover. To give myself a bit more room to work, I also remove the bolt that locks the door in the intermediate position. Then I watch my fingers carefully so the closing door doesn't pinch them. These doors are really heavy. To remove and disconnect the electrical plug, you must first lift it upward, then pull it toward you. The connector itself has a latch that must be released before the plug can be removed. Finally, there are 2 hinge mounting bolts which, once unscrewed, allow the whole door to be taken off. I carefully remove the door and set it aside in a safe place. Be careful when carrying it. They're seriously heavy and awkward. We've reached the turning point where we start reassembling all the parts. But before I mount the new door, I'll take advantage of the easy access to clean the areas I can reach now. Right after that, I place the hinges of the new door in position so they fit securely to the car. First, I tighten the 2 hinge bolts as they provide the main support for the new part. Once everything holds firmly and there's still enough space for my hands, I use this moment to reconnect the electrical plug and secure it in its socket. Finally, I tighten the doorstop, which controls how the door opens and closes so I can continue working without having to hold the door anymore. Finally, I tighten the electrical housing to the car's frame, making sure everything is sealed so that no water can get in. I'll also remove all the wiring from the old door and transfer it to the new one, since my original cables are in much better condition than the ones that came with the replacement. If your cables are fine, you don't need to do this step. Now, if you've already chosen the new mirror with the correct number of pins, first insert the plug with the wires through the rubber grommet, then align the triangular mount with all the screw holes so that everything fits tightly together. Next, arrange the wires properly so they have enough space and don't bend where they shouldn't. If everything looks good, screw in the triangular mount evenly from all sides. Since we're working close to the window, I want to avoid putting too much stress on it. Once I'm sure everything is securely in place, I put the plastic cover back in its original position. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. In return, I will record more episodes about dealing with BMWs. I gently insert the electrical connector into the control module. The exact socket is highlighted on the screen, although you shouldn't have any trouble matching it. Next, I place the decorative door panel back on, making sure to reconnect all the plugs to their proper locations. Another important thing, make sure the lock rod tip aligns perfectly with the hole shown on the screen. Otherwise, the door mechanism might jam when you try to open it. Finally, I make sure all the clips have snapped back into place. If everything fits properly, I tighten the 2 screws we removed earlier. After that, I reconnect the battery. And once again, the order in which you attach the terminals is absolutely crucial. Always connect the positive terminal first and only then the negative one. This way, we protect the power module from unnecessary strain. Once this step is done, the job is complete. When closing the door for the first time, do it slowly to ensure that all the inner panel clips are properly seated. In the next video, we'll replace the front fender. I hope you enjoyed this material. See you in the next one.